Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Make It With Me Monday. I hope y'all had a great weekend. If you had some Father's Day celebrations, I hope those all turned out nice for everyone involved. We spent time in the Dells, had lunch with my father-in-law and mother-in-law. Hi, Mom, if you're here yet. And then my boys went with John to mini golf, and I took Zach to the trampoline park to burn off some energy because mini golfing is not really his thing. So that is how we spent our weekend, which was really, really nice. So I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes here or so, see if anybody's going to hop on. Hopefully everything is working. So, yeah, let's hope so. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started and hope that this is going okay. And someone will pop on soon and let me know that they can see everything and hear everything. All right. So, couple of announcements. Don't forget that this month there is 15% off select designer series papers. And I'm going to go ahead and flip my catalog for you. So it's going to cover the papers that are found on 129 all the way through page 132. So it does not cover the color families or the specialty papers or the fancy papers that were on this page here. So these do not count. So it's just the designer series papers that are on 129 to 132. So remember, those are 15% off this month. It's a great time to stock up or get some ones you haven't had a chance to play with yet, see what you like. Also, we just found out today that they're going to offer free shipping on Wednesday. Now, it is with a minimum $75 order. So if you don't have that exactly, go ahead and send that to me, and I will group a bunch of together if you live nearby and be able to coordinate those together so we can all take advantage of the free shipping. And then on top of a sale on designer series paper, look at all that great money that you're going to save on Wednesday if you decide to place those orders. So that'll be really cool. So send me an email, give me a call, whatever you need to do, and we will get that going. Oh yeah, speaking of, let me drop that back in case you don't remember how to find me. There's my email. And of course, you can always send a message via the Facebook Messenger on this page, on my Facebook page here. Okay. So I had put out a post this week that said, vote for what designer series paper you want me to use. I've been focusing on one each episode of Make It With Me Monday this month, featuring one to show you guys what the whole pack might look like. Since it's all on sale, you get to see everything there that's out there and see what you might like. So I put out a vote between Zoo Crew and Fresh as a Daisy, and Daisy was the winner. So let me go ahead and run through that pack of paper for you so you can kind of see what it looks like. So every page has some form of the daisies on it. Colors in here are like garden green, lemon lolly, there's espresso, there's Cajun craze, boho blue. Hi, Kathy, good to see you tonight. The opposite sides of these have these really cool watercolor brushed looks to them in all the different colors. So that one, of course, is boho blue. This page here, if you're a scrapbooker, again, this would be an excellent page just to start off with right away. You've got a beautiful background, empty space at the top. Or you can just chop parts of this up down here to use on your cards, and then you have plain blue looking up there. Backside of that one is going to be, I believe that's copper clay is also in here. This one here uses the new Moody Mauve color and those really big daisies. And then backside of that one is going to be curry, I believe, or wheat. I forgot to bring over the little thing. Oh, you know what? I have my catalog right here. Duh. I can tell you. Because underneath all these pictures, they tell you the colors that come in there. So here we go. So there's a ton of them in here. There's Azure Afternoon, Boho Blue, Bubble Bath, Cajun Craze, Copper Clay, Crushed Curry, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Lemon Lolly, Moody Mauve, Pebbled Path, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Wheat. Whew! Now, if you don't have something to go with any of these papers, then that's just crazy. There's a ton of beautiful, beautiful colors in here. This was one of my favorites. I think it's just so bold and bright. And then the backside of that kind of mixes the peacock and the garden green a little bit together. And then there's this one here. This one has the more of like the Lazy Susan style of daisy where it's kind of hanging down like that. And then that is the Pebbled Path color on the back. So again, all the back sides are these brushed solid parts, and then all the other pieces have the daisies on the front. And then there's one last piece, which is kind of unique. Now here's the back side of it. It's the Moody Mauve. But then on the front side, it looks like this. Now you're going, huh? What am I going to do with that? you can cut all of these in their individual portions, and they are already properly sized, these larger ones especially, to be a card front for you, all done and ready to go. So all you'd have to do is put it on a cardstock of your choice. These would be great for matting photos on a scrapbook page. I love this one here with these colors. I keep getting drawn to Pretty Peacock. It's one of my favorite returning colors. But this one is really unique and really kind of cool idea on their part. So like I said, you've got several that are just all ready to go to make a card front. So that is Fresh as a Daisy. And again, remember that's on sale for 15% off this month. And then don't forget Wednesday, we can pool orders together and get some free shipping going. So yay. Okay, let's get down to business here. This is what you wanted to have handy to make our card tonight. So you're gonna have a piece of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, and you scored it at 4 1/4, which is the middle like usual, and then you scored it again at 7 inches. We're gonna have a little bit of a fun fold in this one. And a piece of neutral, so white, vanilla, remember crumb cake, and even navy or some of those kind of colors can be neutral, but I'm going to stick with either white or vanilla on these because we're actually going to stamp our phrase on there. So you want to be able to see that. So 4 by 5 1/4, and you're going to need a tiny phrase kind of just in the corner there. Your DSP should measure 1 by 5.5. So there's that one piece from the daisy paper. Then you need a piece of cardstock, or a second color of cardstock, I should say, in some sort of tag shape. Or you can, if you don't have any tag dies or punches or something like that, you can just use a regular rectangle. That would be 1.5 by 3. And you can cut off the corners if you want it to look a little bit like a tag, but that's totally up to you. You wanted some narrow twine or ribbon handy because it's a tag, we're going to have a little bit of fun with the ribbon effect on the top. And you need some elements to decorate it. I cut out a few flowers from the meadow dies. Fresh as a Daisy is an entire suite. It has a stamp set and dies and all that kind of stuff, and all I have so far of it is the paper. So I went into my stash of other flowers and things to get them things to decorate my tag. All the projects tonight are going to use this particular tag set, which is tailor-made tags. You get 2 shapes essentially. One has kind of like these more scallopy corners, and this one has a straight corner cut. And then these are those little like reinforcers that you can put over where the little hole is. And you get 4 different sizes, I should say. 1, 2, 3, 4 in each of those shapes. So they layer together, or they'll fit all kinds of different tag sizes that you need. All right. And my stamp set tonight, that's going to be seen on all of them, is one that was carried over from last year's essentially holiday catalog, Very Best Occasion. So this is, I like this one because it offers you phrases for both inside and outside and inside of your cards. So you have happy birthday and sending you smiles for every moment of your day. There's a Christmas phrase that goes together nicely. Usually if the fonts tend to look like each other, they kind of blend together. So love you, miss you, love you, mean it, or you're the best ever would go with either one of those. There's kind of like a sympathy phrase there. Grateful, so something with thanks, and you enjoy the warmth of the family this season. So you've got a couple different options for a Christmassy type one. So I really like those kind of stamp sets that show us that we can add phrases to the inside. And then I'm using this jute twine, and this is, you get the 5 colors together. These are the 5 in colors, and I'll show those in all the different samples. So on this particular one here, I'm going to be using the Pebbled Path, but it comes in all 5 of the new in colors, and it's a little bit thicker but it's they're twisted together, so you can actually peel this apart if you wanted to and just use like a single strand or a couple together. They come apart like that, so it doesn't have to be quite as thick as you might think there. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to take your card base, grab a bone folder, and we're going to go ahead and give that middle part a nice big crease. And then this fold here is going to fold back on itself. So give that one a nice crease. All right, now you don't have to put this in there yet, but I want you to see where it's going to go. It's going to be the inside of your card, so you're going to see a little bit of it. And your phrase, if you want it to be seen, is going to be right down here. So you're going to want to stamp kind of close to the corner because you're going to want it to see when the card is closed. I'm going to take it off of there so I don't get any ink where I don't want it to be. So my happy birthday is going to go right down in that corner. And then if you are going to put anything else on the inside, you can keep it behind where that panel is here. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is the Lemon Lolly. That's one of the new colors. And I'm going to go ahead and use that inside phrase that I talked about for the birthday. Make sure I've got that the right direction. I almost stamped it upside down. So that's going to be hiding behind my Lemon Lolly panel. All right, so that is all the stamping you need to do, unless you're decorating your tag with stamping instead of like die cut or some other kinds of elements. All right, so this, if this is done for you, you can go ahead and put that on the inside with a little bit of your favorite adhesive. So that's going to go right in there. So again, when it's closed, you're going to see that phrase right down there at the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and decorate up the tag. Like I said, I cut a few of these flower pieces from the Meadow dies. And I didn't use my adhesive sheets on this one, so I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on the back. And I'm going to end up cutting some of this off. So I don't need glue on my whole thing. I'm going to have it hanging off a little bit. Okay, so there's that one. And again, I'm going to cut off what's hanging over the edges here. So don't worry that there's a little bit more there. And this one I'm going to put a little more down here and a little bit at an angle. Oh, whoops, but got stuck to my finger. Let me try that again. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to give that a second to dry while we work on some more parts of our card. But I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm just going to trim off the parts that hung over a little bit there. And this is popping up a little bit, so now I know where I need a little more glue. It's right down there. Okay, cool. All right, there is my tag. Again, whatever elements you brought, if you're going to stamp on it, use other die cut shapes, whatever you need to do, have your tag ready to go there. And I am, like I said, I'm going to use the Pebbled Path. About a 4 to 5 inch piece is plenty. To just go through this little hole here. And I'm going to do the traditional loop through maneuver. So this is the one I always forget. I'm 99% sure I have to push it from the back to the front. And then, so you put the ends through first. And then when you go up through the loop, yep, I got it right on the first try. You wouldn't believe how many of these I undo and redo because I always forget which way it's supposed to start. So there you go. And you can trim that down to whatever you like, or you can just put a bow up there, whatever you want to do with your tag. Okay, now let's grab that piece of Designer Series paper. I'm going to put my scissors away before I accidentally stab myself. Now the end result of this is going to look something like this. I'm going to put my Designer Series paper over here, and you can decide if you want this to be attached down solid, so it'll just open like this, or you can run a little of your adhesive on the back of this so it attaches to the DSP just on that edge, and then when you open it, it will open like this. Okay, so that's your choice, whatever you want to do. I'm going to attach it down. Actually, no, I'm going to show you how to do that singly. I think I have one symbol that shows that same thing. So I'm going to use just a tiny line of my liquid glue. You could also put a tiny bit of your normal adhesive. That would absolutely work out just fine. And make sure I've got this facing the right direction. This one is a little bit of a directional paper. And like I said, just a little bit hiding over the back there. And that's going to glue down like that. Okay, and then when you open it, it'll kind of be a fun fold like that. And again, you do have the option if you want to have this completely stay closed, put more adhesive behind it, and then just that little part there will open. And you'll see some more of those on my samples as you go through. Okay, so you've got your base assembled, you've got your tag ready, you've put your phrase on. You can grab dimensionals if you want to use them to pop this up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to use, since I have a dark cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and use my darker ones here. Now, depending on where you put this, is going to depend on where you put the dimensionals. So if you want it hanging off a little bit like this, you're going to want to keep those dimensionals more to the left so that it doesn't stick down inside. You can also set this off at an angle, either way you want. Okay, so I'm going to move those over just a little bit, and I am going to put them a little more left and have that come over the side a little bit. So a little bit of versatility in what you're doing with your tag shapes. Okay, so there we go. So this is one option. Like I said, you can have the DSP attached to the flap. You can put that tag in various positions, and then this one will open just like this. If you want to dress this up a little more with more designer series paper, you can also cut a piece that would fit in here, show it off a little bit more, that sort of thing. But I only have just a little bit of my paper left, and I didn't want to go over, but I still have I want to be able to show you a larger sheet. So I went a little bit stingy with my DSP this time, which was very strange for me because I usually love using my designer series papers. Okay, let me go ahead and show you some other staples I made. Like I said, I used every piece of paper in the pack, except for that one that has all the multicolored parts on it. Okay, so here is one I did with the Cajun Craze and Boho Blue. So there is my designer series paper, and as you can see, this one I did glue down shut. So that one is fully down and attached. Again, my tag shape, and then I used the bow punch to punch out a couple other little elements for my tag. And then again, there's that jute twine, that's the Boho Blue. This one here comes from Earth and Elegance. This is a die from Earth and Elegance that has a vase and some little frond-like things. And this is the back side of one of the DSPs. So I used that model, that kind of like brushed watercolored one side of that one. And again, the peacock, and then with the Cajun Craze, and then I used, or copper clay, I should say, and I used the copper clay ribbon or twine up there. And this time I frayed it apart. You can just stick your little scissor tip in there and get those strands separated, and then you can have a nice fluffy look to it. All right, this one here, a little bit over the top. To add some interest to the plain colored part, what I did is I used my, let me double check the name of it because I always get it wrong, Petal Park Builder Punch. When you use the punch, there's three different flower shapes. So I put a couple together here on my tag, and then I did tone on tone with some of the other ones. So they're just glued randomly on the mauve cardstock, and I punched them out of the mug. Amy English Burns, hello there. You don't often join me. Nice to see you. That's my bestie from a million years ago. We met a million years ago when we were in middle school. So, anywho, there is, this is the bubble bath, and again, the mauve, and those were the colors that were featured in this designer series paper. So, like I said, this one's a little bit over the top, but it was fun to add a little bit of depth and texture to the background. So there again is the mauve twine, and I added just a little bit of extra white twine around as the bow. So it's got both the fluffy part of the top and the bow. All right, let me move these off to the side a little bit. Now this one here, I changed the orientation up just a little bit. I moved the DSP onto the flap, and I'm using my tag as the element to open. So these are also from the Meadow dies, in this lemon molly and garden green. And then I used the, I believe this is pebbled path for the twine. I did use all of them somewhere, so I think we've got one more to find on the, yes, on the stepped up sample to see the fifth color. Okay, so here again is the one we just made on camera, and here is the stepped up version. So what I wanted to do here is I wanted to add a little more wow and pizzazz. So I ran the front parts of my card through my Stamp Cut and Emboss machine with one of the folders that is in the basics. Yes, hello, I have a kitten visiting me. Sorry, people. There's a bit of the basics 3D embossing folders. It's a set of 3 folders. They're on the online store only. And have some great patterns. There's the big polka dots. There's a really neat hash kind of pattern, and then there's this one here that ends up. It reminds me a little bit of starfish, flowers, that sort of thing. So that is what I used on the front part there. For my tag elements, I stepped it up just a little bit, and I cut them out of white, and then also the garden green. So now there's flower and stems, most very much defined. I also added the butterfly that's in that particular die set, and there is that last jute color, which is wild wheat. Say that 5 times. That's wild wheat. All right, so there we go. Those are all the ones from tonight. Are we on camera? All of them? I think so. They're kind of hiding. So there we go. Okay. So reminders again, check out those DSPs on page 129 through 132. And remember, free shipping on Wednesday for orders of $75 or above. So if your total isn't that much, send the order to me, and I will group together for anybody who's local or can get to me easily. We'll save on shipping together. So drop a line in after I make these posts. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I think they were really fun and fun to make. I'm definitely going to grab more of this designer series paper since it's on sale, especially. Let's see, where was I? Yes, I know, Autumn. Oh, the other part I forgot to mention, I put Wink Stella on the flowers up here, so I'm not sure it'll show up here, but you'll be able to see it on the photo. So when those get posted, make sure you can always share the ones that you made. Take a picture, put it in the comments of the album or the link from the video tonight, whatever you like. I always like to see where you guys take these ideas. You know, I like sharing mine, but I also want to see what you came up with. So feel free to share your creation when you're all done with it. That's going to wrap it up for me for tonight. I'll be live again next Monday. Yep, we're here. We are here. So I will see you guys again next Monday night for another Make It With